Welcome back to the show. We're joined by a special guest, Joe Pizzolato, a good friend of mine, one of the best guitarists that I know. Thanks so much for being back on, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for the introduction.
I had to plug it.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of album reviews to get into for this one. To start off with Kanye West and Ty Dolla Sign's Vultures Volume 1. In this new project is filled with, dark and multi-layered beats. The production is, more of the actual highlight compared to some of what, Kanye offers lyrically. Because in this album, the production in Ty Dolla Sign to me was like the highlight of it. And there was one track where I was like, okay, that sounds like old Kanye Burn. That was like the one track where it's like, okay, he was like in the pocket, he was in the flow. And overall, it just was bits and pieces of like, man, the production is the highlight, but Kanye is just not the same guy that he once was. And he's kind of like, I think ever since maybe Life of Pablo, that's when the last time I heard like a really highlighted, and I like Donda as well, but I think Life of Pablo was like a more consistent project. So you, Joe, kind of like, what did you think about this album overall and just some of your main takeaways?
Man, I'll be honest. I think halfway through, I just stopped listening.
There you go.
I reached a point where I don't know how else to say it. It's just, I'm a fan of, you're right. Life of Pablo is probably the last, bit of air that we got from Kanye that I think we all enjoy. But at the same time, like, I mean, bro, I'm, like his tracks like Late and all the other stuff he did. I mean, his features, all that stuff. I can't ever not forget that. And when I listen to this new one, I just don't know, man. It didn't do anything for me. I gotta be honest. It was just lifeless, bro. For me personally, I can't. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Like,
it's spot on.
It felt empty.
Spot on.
Some of the beats too. I was like, what was that one joint on there? It was like just basically sampling and just looping Hood Rat in the background.
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
Bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, bro, no, I don't need that. That's me. That's me personally, though.
No, you're a lot of people.
What'd you think,
you're a lot of people. Same, bro. Like, it took too long to get into the album, and then it was just like, bro, it just didn't feel like I didn't feel anything. I was you all these samples, all these little videos you put out there to get us hyped for the album, and then when we listen to it, it's not creative. Some of the beats are just, okay, we've heard this type of Kanye beat before. I don't know if he held a righty Kemp or not, but the bars weren't really there. The hooks were okay. I mean, Ty Dolla Sign and Ty Dolla Sign, it was just...
Yeah.
It had no energy.
About Ty there. I mean, I've never really been a fan of Ty Dolla Sign, but it just was the same Ty Dolla Sign I've heard.
It's Ty, man. I already knew what to expect. But it's just like, it was lifeless. That was it was literally lifeless for a musical genius to put this out and continue to put out music like this. I feel like you're taking away from your legacy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is he hurting his legacy at this point? Is he kind of
truly?
We're certain. Why drop this? Why even put this out? Like,
I think hip hop in general is a very hard thing to continue to do as an artist. Once you get up there in age. I mean, I'm not calling Kanye West old by any means, but think about it. There's a small list of cats, and that can be classified as a rapper and MC that, are still doing it and still doing good work. I mean, first one that comes to mind is Big Boy, somebody like that, where they're still making songs, like actual songs. But for me, you're right. He's hurting his legacy. Straight up.
And there's two more volumes coming. There's two more volumes that he's like, wow.
Wait.
I don't even, this was just volume
more.
1. I was just like,
oh no.
My thing is, what more is there to do after a project like this? It's almost like it's too much music to have, and I don't think like Mike Dean, he wasn't a part of this project as much as he was with Donda, like one of his greatest collaborators, and I think he's missing some people that he once had that like actually held him accountable. He's got a bunch of yes men around him now. It's just like, hey, whatever he wants to put out, you know what I mean? He's just got a bunch of yes men, like whatever you want to put out, hey man, put it out. Like to you, Joe, like can you kind of just tell immediately when an artist gets to that point of like, okay, they just don't have the same passion they once had?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, whether you are a rapper, an MC, or you're a producer, even, or dude, that even translates into engineers. You know, like it's a really hard thing to hold on to. I think that high level of just expectancy out of what you're touching on, what you're working with, to keep that vibe going, that searching for the next sound, and so on and so forth. But you're right. I mean, not having Mike Dean in the situation, um, that's a big loss. It's like, could his live show exist without him? No, I don't think so. So it's like, even at that point, like, why take him out of the studio perspective? But again, it's a tricky situation. I mean, I've seen so many artists that I love, and I know you guys as well, that you're just like, man. And Kanye is a great example. We all have talked about this in the past. We love Kanye.
Yeah.
We love Kanye. But that's not Kanye.
No.
That ain't Kanye.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that guy is.
I was about to say that.
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, right.
But and in totality though, like Savon, you said that after you heard Donda, you were like, this moves him out of my top, like this moves him out of my top 5.
For sure.
It's gotten that serious for you where you're like, you're the music you're putting out, I'm immediately removing you out of like my top 5 list.
Because you look at his catalog, right? And all the music he's touched throughout his career, just from producing, being an artist, just being just a front runner, a lot of albums, and him standing his own with Jay-Z on Watch the Throne, bar for bar, top 5 for sure. Been dropping Donda or just doing these little loose projects, bro. There has to be a cutoff line, and you have to be like aware. And I know you say, I'll do anything I want. I'll drop music. Okay, go ahead and drop it. But your legacy is decreasing and getting hit because you're not aware of what you're dropping.
Yeah. It's like if LeBron James stayed in the NBA until he's like in his mid-50s. It's like, bro, your knees are going out. You can't
bro.
You're hurting yourself, bro.
You're a water boy at this. Yes, bro. Right. Why are you still here?
Like, come on, man.
I mean, what did you think about it? What did you think
I thought about it?
Yeah.
I liked parts of it, but it was main so because of Ty Dolla Sign in the production. Because like the first day I heard it, like literally, so the first day I heard it on my birthday, I was like, oh man, the production's phenomenal, but I can't keep listening to Kanye. The back to me track with Freddie Gibbs, there's that one phrase where Kanye just keeps repeating the same thing. I'm like, Kanye, are you still gonna keep repeating this?
I bet Freddie was not even in that session.
I was like, Freddie's like, can I come in at one point?
Yeah, bro. God,
and Freddie Gibbs had a dope verse to me.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, but I think that nothing could save what the disaster that Kanye played.
Freddie did the best he could with what he had.
He did the best he could, honestly, man. I mean, no creative album cover. Like as we mentioned, nothing was just
tired of this.
What's up with album covers?
You got your secondary Kim Kardashian, which
trying to find a replacement girl.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, the whatever Vultures leads to, because he says he's doing 2 more volumes and it's just an exclusive solo album. He needs to put it up for. He needs to put it up for a bit. Just be a producer. I mean,
I will say this. Last thing I'll say about this. I would truly love if he could somehow be convinced just to, I'm not even saying go back and copy what he did in the younger years, but just boil it down, bro. Jump back in there at that MPC, or I forget the keyboard he used. But just get back in there, man. Just get in this one with some records and just, I don't know, tear down all the walls that you think we want to see, I mean, a lot of people say Kanye never was the same after his mom died. I mean, who wouldn't be? But at the same time, like, man, I would love that magic. I would love to hear that magic again.
No, it was magical. It was magical.
He was in a pocket, man.
Late registration, college dropout, graduation is still one of my favorite albums.
Late is my favorite Kanye track. Late for
That's
that
a good
is, one. Bro. That I mean, but yeah, his features, everything. Yeah, we can ramble about this, man.
Oh, for sure. If we're mentioning like ranking Kanye albums, it's man, come on, like that's, if it's early work. Right. And I'll get into our next review with Usher's Coming Home. In this project, there's a smooth melodic feel to it. In his 9th album, even though it's at a point like kind of his legacy act, he's still able to deliver quality R&B music. I like the second half more of this because I feel as though the first half he was just it was more feature heavy, stacking it with features, and obviously
Yeah.
with the Super Bowl, he's just this was a smart time to put out an album.
Exactly.
To you, Joe, like, what did you think about this project overall? And did you have any thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime show? Because me and Savon even haven't mentioned that. I think that was one of the best shows we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Man, I think I really only caught glimpses of it because I was on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean when it was on. So I was being very stingy with the internet package, and I just made sure I could text human beings, and that was it. But I was, I mean, man, they will take the money out of your pocket if you're not careful.
But who you telling?
Right, but overall, I mean, look, man, like Usher's always gonna have a great team of people around him.
Yeah.
And the producers that he has, he's dialed in. He could put out a record that'll hold strong at any point, I think. It's funny, you said you like Wellington, that you like the second half better. And I actually enjoyed the first part more so, I think, because, like, what's that song, Good Good? Like, that was a relatable track to me.
That was a 5-track.
That was something that I think that was one of the ones that stood out the most to me. Because I've been there, been through a breakup, and you love that person still so much, but you want to be in their life. But it was just such a great story, I think, that hit home. I mean, granted, you're right, the features and stacking that up. I think features are picky or are a very tricky thing, I should say. But yeah, I mean, the production, bro, is the first thing. The first track on that record, I was like, I don't really. There were some snare sounds in there. I was like, bro, I had that on Mixcraft back in the day. But overall, yeah, man, it's some modern R&B record.
Yeah.
I mean, now I will say this: if we're talking about modern R&B, I still wouldn't hold it to some of Lucky Day's stuff, because Lucky Day is
cooking.
I mean, Lucky but he's young, he's hungry, he's in his I'm not gonna say his prime, but I mean, it's real musicianship.
For me.
Candy Drip was fire, Savon. You got it. Candy Drip, you got it.
Mainstream.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
When Lucky was just in like his indie pocket, man, it was so much better. I mean, the production is still there, but what he's talking about, his music, is just too mainstream for me. I mean, it's still good, but I like Lucky Day when he was just indie. Like before he even put out Roll Some More, like his music prior to that, SoundCloud. Like
100%.
Yeah. And then he's from New Orleans. He has that, church stuff going in, influence. It was just, but it's just too mainstream for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I could say is like Usher, obviously, like I said, is going to be always putting out quality production. I mean, I already know that album would be great to see live. I would love to see him perform that live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely. So you, Savon, what did you kind of think about this album overall? And I did want to get your Super Bowl halftime show breakdown, because I know you had a lot of thoughts about the highlights, the Jermaine Dupri coming out with
I thought it was CeeLo Green.
The CeeLo Green.
I promise you, I thought it was CeeLo Green, bro.
I thought it was CeeLo.
I know he's from Atlanta, but why he got about it? Why he got CeeLo Green out here? But
it starts with Caught Up. It starts with Caught Up. The first track he starts was that was. I didn't think he would.
I didn't think
he would.
I will say this. I didn't say this earlier. I did see the little bit of the show where they gave Aaron Spears a tribute. They had the drum set up for him. He was his old drummer that passed away like last year.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
That was beautiful to me.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah. That was.
Oh, it was a pan out shot, and it was a bunch.
Yeah,
okay.
There was a drum set to the right.
Okay, I did see that.
Was left up in his honor. I was like,
I didn't think much into it. I was like, oh, maybe he
Caught Up. He's the one that played drums. On the whole, like it was.
That's crazy.
It's really great.
That's even better though. I love the way he. I mean, he had stripper poles out there, which was crazy for the NFL. I don't know how he got that approved, but hey, it was out there.
How did Roger get it?
I bet it's because this is the fun fact. You guys probably already know this, but I mean, NFL is technically an entertainment industry. It's not even a sports broadcasting.
Right?
So they're like, hey, we're clear. Put the stripper poles up. We're good.
NFL is kind of still. We're not gonna do anything to jeopardize. But we did have back to back black
Yeah.
halftime shows. We won't get that next year for sure. Well, it's gonna be in New Orleans, so
Wayne?
maybe.
Lil Wayne? I think
And
Lil
then he'll
Wayne could
bring
do.
Drake out.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Because I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to work the Super Bowl. I'm trying to be there. So with NFL Network. So if they have Lil Wayne there, Drake has to come out, and I'm gonna be on the field like a groupie. And I'm gonna be
OVO
going
tatted.
crazy. Yes. OVO hoodie on everything. Gonna be crazy. But no, so I was surprised when they allowed that to happen. I was like, oh, sure, Bros. Okay, we got kids watching this. But no, I think the song setup was great. I think the performance, you could tell he was gassed. He was extremely gassed. I knew he was gonna have roller skates in there. Didn't think
Alicia
her
Keys sang off key. Alicia Keys started
yeah,
off.
she
and I would be a little upset
if
I was
Alicia Keys didn't sound
if
good.
I was Swizz.
Absolutely no.
Oh no!
Go!
No.
You can the performances on YouTube.
They
skip
edited
through it,
out
all
the
of
first
it.
note. They edited out.
Oh,
the
they
first
did
note
edit it out.
to make it sound. Yeah.
No, she's that note. It was what song was it?
I Ain't Got You.
If I Ain't Got You, she didn't hit it. She missed it, and you could tell she was straining
So bad.
so bad. But she made up for it in the back end. But because they sung "My Boo," obviously you got to sing that. But I didn't think her was going to be out there. The Ludacris and Little John knew it was going to happen eventually. So that was a good performance. I wouldn't say the best performance ever, but I think it was a really good performance because you got Prince, you got Michael Jackson. A lot of people say, "Oh, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake was really good." Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Prince halftime show is
crazy.
That was crazy.
Crazy. He's such a great performer. Like, yeah,
he's
Who's the next person you think is going to do it like that's hip hop or R&B? Like what's the next?
I mean, if it's Lil Wayne has to have an incredible halftime show. I mean, it only makes sense. It only makes sense
unless they do Taylor Swift. I think they might do.
Man, you know who
in New Orleans?
The NFL and Taylor Swift, they got some type of connection going on.
CBS. It's CBS.
Yeah,
it's crazy how CBS does it. But I think Fox will have it, so they probably won't.
Give it to Wayne. You should give it to Wayne. Honestly.
Have to. It's New Orleans.
I would love to see. This is probably not going to happen. Man, but a Busta Rhymes halftime show.
My goodness. He's in my top 5. Top 5 greatest MCs. I know I'm skipping ahead, but just give you a preview.
Can't wait.
Busta's in my top 5. Dude's just insane, man.
He's got hits. He's got the hits. But I mean, look, I only say that now because if they're putting up stripper poles, and I think Busta Rhymes should be able to get up there.
Right. Because he'll bring out everybody. He could bring out Janet's band. Never mind.
Nope.
Never.
Can't come.
You done, Janet.
LL Cool J at one point? Maybe LL Cool J at one point?
It's too late for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have no luster. It's too late. He doesn't have any.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. Was the last time he put something out that was a banger? You know,
right?
Like he had hits, but
I'm gonna say this. I know they're never gonna give it to this person. Chris Brown should have one. I know they never will, but Chris Brown should have.
Yeah,
he would put on a crazy
his
show.
will be better than Usher's for sure.
Yes, he would put on a crazy show.
Yeah, that's true.
But the league would never give him a shot again.
No, he's.
I mean, if they have Rihanna there, they gotta have Chris Brown there.
I mean, but we gotta give props to Rihanna. She did it while she was pregnant.
Like, yeah, she did a phenomenal job too.
She did go on.
Flying and girl, where you going?
And that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But Savon, what did you kind of think about the album overall? Did you first
I forgot about the album.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that. Talking about this.
It was, I want to say it was a typical Usher album. Obviously, he's, gearing it to modern R&B. And I think he's such a great performer and a great singer that he can adhere to like any time of R&B or music or whatever. And so I thought it was dope. I do like the first half more. The second half, it wasn't too long of a project, but it's Usher, so Usher's going to put out so much music. But I thought it should have been
songs.
It was actually a lot longer than I thought it. Like when you sent me the info, I was like, wow,
14 songs would have been good for this.
Because some of the songs the streaming era.
Right, yeah. A lot of plug-in songs, a lot of album songs. I didn't hear a lot of single songs on this album, though. So maybe that's was the reason. But
He'll probably come up with something out of that. Who knows?
yeah, I think it was solid. But live, I think every song live would go crazy because he's a
Yeah.
great performer.
I
Great
think
singer.
if there was a single, it would be Good. I think
Yeah,
with
yeah. That's
I
probably
think
the
that's fair.
only one that I
Out of all
heard
of
was
them.
like, okay, you can put that out first and it'll
Mhm.
run. Yeah.
Yep.
But overall, solid project.
And I'll get into our next review with Huey Breeze, Living Off the Land. In this album, there's an abstract and Griselda type feel to it, and sometimes, he kind of gets lost in the beat more than being a standout on the track. And I like the overall project. I feel as though at some points the tone of his voice gets repetitive, especially with the production kind of later on in the project. But as Savon, as we've done with Griselda projects, he kind of does have that Griselda feel, that gritty
Yeah.
flow. To you, Joe, kind of what did you think about this album overall, and what did you kind of feel about his delivery in it?
Man, I thought it was how many records does he have out now? How many is he? I don't want to misquote.
I think he might have 2 or 3 projects currently out.
Okay. All right. So look, I liked it. I mean, it was cool. It was a solid overall. Like, it's not something I would just bump. I felt like some of the beats. Here's my thing. Like the samples. I mean, I could tell you right now, some of the samples were off Splice. I've heard them before. But it was dope. And what happens though is in that kind of homage to like sample heavy boom bap, old school hip hop, whatever. It can kind of sound mimicky,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there were a couple beats. Man, what was the one song on there? I have to pull it up, but there was about one song on there that really stood out to me. Other than that, man, it was just, what's it called? Oh, Please Don't Go. I thought that was a solid track. That was the first one that really stood out to me. But you're right, Wellington. Like the delivery kind of gets mundane after a certain point. It's kind of what happens with me and Benny the Butcher. Like after a certain point. All right,
Did
bro.
you like
I
his
get it.
last album? Did you like his last album? Everybody Can't
I did. I mean, look again. I mean, I feel like we repeat ourselves with this stuff, But the production was great. I love the beats, but there is a lost art, that just doesn't happen anymore. It's the same thing even on the Kanye record, and whether it's modern hip hop, old school hip hop, or whatever, or at least mimicking old hip hop, that style. There's no hooks, man. Why? It's hip hop doesn't mean you can't have a good hook.
Right.
Like a good, like when I say hook, I mean it could be vocals, but like melody change. Like just because you repeat something for 8 bars doesn't mean it's a hook, in my mind. But
Ding.
see, yeah, with
Perfection.
Benny, with Benny, like the same thing with this album we're talking about now. It's after a certain point, man. It's just beats and words. Unless you're really like on some, some higher level of pen game, you gotta get a little bit more creative. So some of the beats there was a couple that knocked hard, and then after that, it was just kind of like, all right, cool, just a sample that's chopped, and there's no real, I don't know, I just didn't feel it in my gut. I guess I don't know how else to say it.
To you, Savon, what did you kind of think about this overall? And like Joe was saying, sometimes we see with rappers got great samples, great production, but it just doesn't have the same life to it as we used to feel.
Right. I think it had his moments. I think he's a lyricist, but he doesn't change. He's just like what's the other guy named that? Larry June.
Larry June.
He's
Larry
like
June.
Larry June, and a couple other guys are just the same pitch. It's just continuing. I mean, it's consistent. A lot of people like the consistency of the rapping, but I'm old school. Like I like the beat changes. I like the vocal change, pitch change, finding different cadences within your voice, different melodies. That's where I come up from. So just to listen to it, even if it's 10 songs, it still got redundant. I'm like, all right, bro. Like even when the beats like are like amazing, like the up tempo, like I think it's Paradise or something.
Another one like that, Savon, is Fly Anakin. Like dope. Like his beats are dope, but like after a while, you listen to his stuff, it's just like, all right, bro, I get it, man. You smoking a lot. I get it.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
That's a definitely good point.
Yeah.
That's a definitely good point. Now that you make it,
Yeah.
now that you say that, and he's the same way. Like even the Overpass, Last Resort, the beats up tempo, and he's just here.
Yeah.
Like he's dead,
Like
just dead on the
monotone,
track.
like
Yeah,
it's
just
no- yeah.
you know, it's not like this. It's just straightforward. Like, bro, you gotta. Your voice is an instrument. All you doing is accenting the production, and I'm on board with the hooks, bro. It could be hip hop, but it has to have some good hooks. The MCs that we're about to say later on can have hooks that are amazing and still be hip hop. Come on, man. So
Yep.
this was all right. Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who just switches it up, J. Cole, he I don't know if you saw Savon, he dropped a new teaser to his one of his new songs for
Welcome
for his
back,
next
Cole.
project.
Welcome back.
See, I'm always gonna be interested what Cole drops.
Yeah, I was gonna
Welcome
ask you, Joe, 'cause
back.
we never talked about Cole with you. Like, what are your overall, thoughts on what Cole has done in his career and what he's about to do?
Man, there was only one record I really wasn't sure of. He dropped a record during quarantine or like right before, right? Was it somewhere in there? I forget. I forget which one it was, but which by the way, I got a signed J. Cole CD right up here. Yeah, a homie of mine had it. Very short story. A homie of mine, one of my best friends, lives up in Nashville now. He came down here to visit, and he was like, "Hey man, do you want this CD? It's just been floating around the back of my car. A friend of mine got a sign for me, but I mean, it's just in my car." I was like, "Cool, boom, put it up there." But that was like with ATM and all that stuff. Like that record right there was fire to me. And I mean, like I said, I just don't remember what year that record came out.
KOD? You mean KOD?
Yeah, with KOD, that was fire. That was like the last one that was the last one I thoroughly listened to. The one after that, I wasn't really a fan of.
The off-season.
Same.
Off-season. Yeah,
Same.
I was just...
Wow, I was surprised you guys didn't like the off-season. Wow.
It wasn't it, bro.
So you like that one. Wellington, you like
I like
that?
the off-season.
Wellington like that one.
Not as much as... Because I'm more... I mean, it's Friday Night Lights... The warm up, like his earlier stuff, I think that's some of his best stuff.
100%.
Obviously, Forest Hills Drive. But I thought the off season was good. Like, what did you guys not like? What did you not like about the off season in particular, Joe?
I don't know. I think it was just it really felt. I think Roscoe and I talked about this at one point. I just didn't have the same. I call it energy, vibe, feel. It just kind of felt like a record to be put out. And I think that was around the time he's working on being a pro ball player. So maybe he was focused on some other stuff. I don't know. But, I think it's instinctive for us whenever a new project comes out from an artist, you want to compare it to what you just heard, and sometimes for me, I don't know about you guys, I've gone back to that. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I just wasn't in the right headspace to understand or maybe just didn't give it its respect at the time. So maybe I need to go back on it. But when I first heard it, there just was nothing that stood out to me. I couldn't find anything. Like, I just ended up going back and listening to KOD and ATM and all. I was just like, bro, this is fire. But that's fun. That's ironic. That's really funny that that's your joint. Well, it's
I had that same response.
Yeah, Savon had that from day one when we reviewed it. I'll never forget when we reviewed it. Savon was like, "Man, this was not it. This was not it at all."
It wasn't Cole, bro.
But I think the fall off. I think the fall off is going to be Cole. I think with what we're hearing from what he's going to put out, I think. But
he's in a nice groove because his feature run. I think now he's understanding. Okay, now I'm in that rapping pocket. Like, and he was probably focusing on basketball. Being a dad, not in the headspace of actually being what he used to be, a rapper, like in that pocket. And now these features like the one he had with not Lil Uzi, but Lil Yachty, obviously For All the Dogs, Drake, that's one of his best features, bro.
Ever.
That cadence in it. I wish he would have kept that going on for a little bit.
That would have been wild.
Yo, when he first started doing it, I was like, oh.
And even in Evil Ways, Ways off 3 Hours 3, like he was still killing it. So his feature run has been
last feature, bro, that stood out to me that he did, and there's probably more recent ones, but a lot that he did with 21 Savage.
21, that was fire too.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Man, but you're right, Savon. Like, I think he's doing it right. Just he's been doing his own thing and then slapping some features out here and there. Like, I mean, I think that's the way I would do it.
Like he's ready.
Know?
He's ready. He's ready to drop something.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't been writing. He's still writing.
Yeah, he said he writes every day. He makes music every day or whatever. I think, yeah, he's ready. He's geared up. He's ready.
Thing though, yeah, the sequencing though, because he had the off season, It's a Boy, and then the fall off. So, but what was It's a Boy like? Is he just going to go straight to the fall off? You think?
He said he needs 2 more summers. He said he's going to be in there for 2 more summers. So we might get that next year.
True.
Because I think fall off will probably be second half of the year, and then we'll ride that into 2025, and then he'll probably drop another project. Because just depending on how this project does, and if how he was rapping in that little doc, whatever. It's gonna be crazy.
And he did like the Smack DVD, like the old school.
Yes,
I like how he did that.
Yes, that was dope.
Chronicling, how he's recording it. That's gonna be fire.
I wonder if he's gonna have features on this though. Has to.
He's got to.
Has to.
I just hope 21's not on it.
You don't want 21 on it?
I don't. I'm sorry. This is a safe space. I was told this is a safe space.
It is. Yeah, it was just a space. Yeah, it's a
I think out of all other artists outside of Savage genre, I think they match up well, him and J. Cole. I don't like Drake and 21 together. That's terrible. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
But J. Cole is
I mean, hey, bro, I would love to see if he does some features. And hopefully he doesn't convolute it with nothing but features.
Like Chance the Rapper did.
Oh, man. I'll still never forget that.
That was such a terrible album.
He just stacked it. Like what? How double digit features, right?
Yes, bro. Every other song he had a feature on it.
Hey, we just want you for one track.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know. But Max though, how many? 3 or 4 for the fall? I don't want a lot of features on this.
Yeah, just 3.
Just 3. Just 3.
Give me somebody from Dreamville.
JID.
Give me somebody and 2 people outside of Dreamville.
Get an OG in there, man. Slap Nas on that record, man.
Ooh. Yo, yes. Yeah, and Hit Boy gotta produce it. Hit Boy gotta produce it. Cause
I would love to see a mix of producers. I would love to see
produce that track. Yeah,
Hit Boy. I would love for him to bring in Ninth.
That would be a good one. Because Cole can produce as well too.
He's gonna be producing as well on this one.
Yeah, and then maybe Just Blaze. That would be fire.
Yeah, that's actually a good mixture of producers.
I think that would
go well.
J. Cole, if you hear this, call me.
Yeah,
I'll be the oversee it.
So Ivan's like, man, shout out Full Scope Podcast.
If you're listening, Cole.
If you're listening.
Since you like going on YouTube and just pressing the beat.
going on YouTube. Yeah, come on. And I'll get into our next review with Lil Yachty's A Cold Sunday. In his new singles, which is backed by a really nice sample and mixes the genre of jazz rap with a mix of rock inspired instrumentals. It's interesting because like recently Yachty has released a ton of music, like a bunch of singles. This one he's trying to rap more. And I think the sample is fire. I think that the backing of it is great, but Yachty, he's not the best rapper that we have available now, because a lot of times it's just like he's rapping on it, but he's not saying a lot. It's not really connecting. It's not really like expanding.
But you said listen to his last album though.
Let's Start Here is good. That's a good album. He's not rapping. He's just being Yachty. I think when he's trying to be somebody else, it doesn't sound good. Like to you, Joe, like, what did you kind of think about this track overall?
Well, I remember I sent you the video on Instagram.
Right.
And I, the sample, I already said it to you before. The sample is great. The sample is really cool. It's fun. It's ear candy. Man, that dude is spitting like he's got rocks in his mouth. I cannot. Bro, all right, let me say it like this. If I got up in front of however many people and, That's my job to get up in front of people and perform and do my thing, know my stuff. You get a solo, and what do I do if this is the beat and I'm just all over it? There's got to be some flow. There's got to be some cadence. I think him trying to step on or in rather that vein of being an MC. I'm sorry, bro. Like, and I just don't like his voice. I'm just like, there's just you can't, bro. That happens so much, man. You can't cover up a bad MC with a good beat, but then people get misleaded and think it's dope. That's my opinion, man. And this is me just getting more stern because I'm a hip hop head.
Yeah.
So I feel like, it's justifiable. But yeah, bro, like I listened to that thing 3 or 4 times. Even just the Instagram clip. And I was like, bro, what if you took that beat away? Name, pick all of our favorite albums, tracks, singles, whatever, from our favorite MCs or whichever ones you like. Take the beat away. There's still information there. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's it, man. That's it for me. Like, I just because at first it caught me. It did catch me, but then I was like, oof, no.
Savon is one of the biggest Lil Yachty critics you will find. He whenever he gets to criticize Yachty,
hey man, Savon, let's get some coffee tomorrow, man.
He'll talk about it. He'll talk about it.
I see why he had to paint his nails, get these beads in his hair, be something outside of hip hop to be popular. Because when it comes down to it, when he's trying to be a for real hip hop rapper, he can't do it. He doesn't have the voice for it, first of all. And he doesn't have the cadence. He doesn't it's just weird hearing him trying to rap. Like him trying to be an MC. It's extremely weird. And you could tell he really wants to be good at it. It is just not his angle. He's a singer rapper. He's a singer rapper.
He's more of a pop artist to me.
Yeah, you could definitely put him in that fold.
Just keep making those psychedelic rock albums.
Yeah, that's your game, baby. You don't need. This is not a single song. First of all, leave this in the vault. Send this to Drake or somebody. Hey, bro, you like it?
Drake will go crazy over this. He will go crazy over that.
Nah, I don't think. No.
I mean, more than Yachty.
More than Yachty for sure. But I don't think that's not something that Drake would, I think, pick to rap over. So.
E for effort, though. E for effort. It is extremely difficult to be a real MC.
Like all those beats on Scary Hours 3, any rapper would want to have, because Drake, he knows the certain beat. Like, hey, this is what I like. That Conductor Williams beat, Stories About My Brother, the Red Button, the one you like, say, like, If the Shoe Fits, all of them fit Drake's voice. He knows, hey, 6 tracks, this is the one I'm going to rap with.
And if you're a real MC and you knew how your voice sound, you wouldn't have picked that beat. That beat does not go with you. And again, listeners, rappers, singers, we're just an extended instrument. If you pick the wrong production, it's not going to sound good. I don't care how good it's mixed and mastered. If your voice doesn't fit it doesn't fit it.
I mean, bro, think about it like this. Hip-hop is a communicative thing, and it didn't always have, nor did everybody always have access to make a beat. So what was it? On the street, chilling, spitting bars. Yeah, bro. Man, I love. Hey, fast forward or put Lil Yachty back there, man. People be like, bro, get out of here. Get out of here.
Ran off the corner.
Right.
And you had to freestyle most of these things. Most of them, you had to freestyle off the top. Yeah. So yeah, he went. That's why he had to create this gimmick, this character.
It's us.
I mean,
it's us.
It's us. We saw it. We saw what happened to Panda. He tried to spit, man, and that's gone.
Like, all right, bro.
When that came out, and then, bro, but then here's Lil Dicky on that same thing, spitting bars, bro.
Underrated,
yeah.
I know he's playful, but more
he had this one lyric. He had this one verse. He said, what is that? Kissing on your baby like your boy's a politician. Spitting out tough-ish overcooked chicken. And I said,
He's
What?
playful, but he got
I
bars,
said,
bro.
what?
Yeah, he's got bars.
He's too playful. I think that's his gimmick. Obviously, that's his gimmick because if you try to be serious, you're gonna be Jack Harlow.
All right, we'll be right back.
Your guy.
Bro.
Yo, bro, that's what it have been. So Lil Dicky has that angle. He's funny, but don't get it twisted. Boy can rap. I put him before a lot of rappers. Yeah, buddy can really spit.
But on Jack Harlow's last track with Dave, Stop Giving Me Advice,
He
wasn't
was
bad.
in a nice
That wasn't
pocket.
bad.
It
he was
fit
in a
him.
nice pocket. Yeah.
He wasn't trying to try too hard.
Jack Harlow has a couple instances where I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I see what you could be doing, but
Yeah.
you know,
Go
lifestyle, man. You gotta hold up that lifestyle, bro. You know, whatever.
He's not supposed to be mainstream. He's not a mainstream rapper. He's supposed to be indie, supposed to be SoundCloud, just being able to flow on. Yeah.
That's his lane.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, man. He's a white boy with curly hair, bro. He's got to be in there.
What else can you do?
What's poppin'?
Yeah.
What's poppin'?
Right.
And now getting to our next review of Beyonce's Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. Savon, she drops 2 tracks during the Super Bowl.
Craziness.
She drops 2 tracks during the Super Bowl. As a Verizon commercial, it's like, hey, drop the new music. I was like, no way she's actually dropping 2 tracks. And it's country. It's fully country. So Texas Hold'em, that's like the more commercial sounding track. I like 16 Carriages a lot more. But it's kind of a divided theme. I think some people are like, okay, yeah, she's embracing a new genre. Then other people are like, this doesn't fit her. But with the dance album Renaissance and then this one, then the rock and roll album, she's kind of like trying to reclaim genres that were founded by Black people. And this one is something, especially with her being from Houston, she feels as though it's kind of like deeply personal to her. But to you, Joe, kind of what did you feel about these 2 tracks? I don't think Joe liked these. The way Joe's looking, I don't think he liked them.
I didn't either.
Oh, man. I love country music. I do. I truly do. And you're right. It is an African American art form. It was Black American music at its finest. And a lot of those younger, early artists were African American, and they never got their credit. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same story with Elvis and that whole thing, bro. Now, I will say this. You know, you got your greats, man. Johnny Paycheck. You know, you've got, Willie Nelson and all that. You know, that goes up and down. George Jones, all these great songwriters, man. Bro, that is the farthest thing from country music I've ever heard.
Joe, I love the build up, bro.
Now, here's what I was tripping out. When I listened to the first one, so whichever one had the slower guitar part in it, and I listened to the second one, I feel like what they did was they just sped that sample up and chopped it a little bit, and it was the same exact guitar part.
That's so funny.
I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but I just bro, it's honestly, Wellington, it is the craziest
right now.
It is the craziest. Man, I tried to put it in words when I first heard it, but it's just really when I did turn it on and listen to it, it was really mind blowing to me, bro. That like, you know, that is put out as country music. I can't. It really blows my mind, bro. Like, oh man. I don't know, man. I really want to know Savon's perspective on it.
I think you should be a comedian.
Because I'll keep bashing it, so take it away from me.
No, you can be a comedian, bro. That punchline was amazing.
The punchline was fire.
Like, you went through everything. I'm thinking, like, okay, he about to praise it. No.
No, bro.
From the way he was looking when I was talking about, I knew. I was like, he doesn't like
the
this.
farthest thing.
It's honestly, it felt disrespectful, bro, because there's even Black country artists now that are amazing and they're putting out great records, and they're not even getting noticed. And then she comes along and then she puts it out.
And the Beehive, they're gonna take it away. They're gonna swarm.
And maybe I'm just being biased because man,
you're not.
I have never really been a Beyonce fan. So if I get canceled because of that, I'm sorry.
They're gonna find you and they're gonna come to your house. That's how crazy her fans are.
They're
Hey,
wild.
They're
hey, man.
wild.
Look, I'll unlock the door. I'm like, hey, man, look, come in. I'm making coffee. We talk about it.
They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. But no, you're spot on, man. It's one one of the tracks sounded just like her old music, and then that's not your lane. I understand you're trying to pay homage, which is really cool. I love it, but here's the but. But leave that to someone who's already in that genre, who's already doing good at that genre.
So why do you
Feature
think it's
them.
paying? Yeah.
Feature them. Yeah, like if you're gonna do that, feature somebody, put them on the map. If you want to pay homage to the country music, all that stuff, you could have literally found somebody, just like you found Chloe and Holly, how you changed their lives. You could have chose to change somebody's life who's actually doing country, who's black. It would have been better. I think the impact would have been better. But the song in general, I didn't like it. It's not. Yeah, I'm not a huge Beyonce fan. I like some of her music, but this.
I like her sister's music more.
Oh yeah,
I like her sister's music.
Solange is neo
is
soul. Yeah,
yes.
that's my I like that. That's my cup of tea.
For sure.
Yeah, what?
But you like the Renaissance album though?
Who?
Savon. You.
I did.
You said you did.
No, I did.
Said,
did I? I didn't say that.
Joe, he does it so many times where in the moment he will say things, and then 3 weeks later he said, "I did not say that." I was like, "I got the footage."
I probably said no. Here you go. I probably said that.
But that's more of her lane, like a summer, like a dance album in the summer. That's more of her pocket, though. That fit her
for
more
sure,
than
her
anything.
pocket. If I did say that, it was just I probably didn't listen to it, and I just said something because I don't think I'll ever listen to the album. I sometimes do that though. I'll say something is like good or bad, but I did not listen to it because I forgot to or I didn't want to.
It's all an act. It's all an act.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Just like if two of us agree on one topic, somebody has to be the protagonist.
Yeah, somebody has to.
Oh, we got to have that 2 out of 3 Dennis approved type situation.
Yeah. So you can't everybody agree on the same thing.
It gets boring.
So it gets boring, and then you gotta have some conflict.
I've ever listened to a Beyonce record.
Oh, I can't. I gotta be
honest.
I can't
because I can. I mean, okay, her early whatever. I mean,
Lemonade, XO, Party. I think is her best song. You a bad girl and your friends bad too.
I picked Brandy over Beyonce. That was my choice.
I think Brandy can sing better than Beyonce.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, bruh,
for sure.
I mean,
for sure.
Songwriting, artistry, that's just an example though. That's just, I'm not
comparing
them.
Beyonce is a monster. Her performance is
100%. I am not.
Yeah,
I am definitely not taking away her live stuff.
Like her Renaissance documentary on Netflix, bro. Her preparation and everything is just
I won't take that from her. From her. But I see what you're saying, Joe. But if I did say that, Wellington, you have proof. I probably did listen to it, and I just said something.
It's all good.
But the other time with the Bills thing, I did say that. I remember saying that after a while, and then But that one, I probably didn't listen to it.
And honestly, never mind. The day of, you said you hated it, so you've never backed up on honestly, never mind. Honestly, never mind hate.
To this day. To this day.
That's an amazing album.
I will say her band is incredible. Her live instrumentation,
for sure,
and programming is phenomenal. Like I've watched those live videos.
I haven't seen
Agape Jerry he's the guitar player for her. He's incredible. It's so funny though. Like man, there used to be just a bunch of church videos of him. He used to play this place called City of Refuge Band out in LA. Incredible church band, bro. But then he started to kind of get more towards that Beyonce gig, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, I don't know, it's because you're in that crew, man, and she's working out, doing her thing. Man, this dude he was skinny as me, and then he's just
big.
Wow. I'm like, okay, all right. I guess you got to be ready to perform with her.
Nah, I haven't seen her perform. Oh, sorry.
Between this and the rock and roll album, which one do you think you're going to hate more, Savon? Between this and the rock and roll.
The rock and roll one, because that's not her lane.
What, she's doing a rock and roll album?
For the third one. Yeah, for the third Renaissance act.
Your voice ain't
I would love if she would do like a full like R&B or a full gospel album. I think that would be like
go to that. Yeah. Or don't do music at all.
I don't know.
What is there left for
I
you to do?
I just heard those 2 songs, bro, and I really was like worried about the music industry for a second. It's like, man, this breaks my heart.
Women's R&B is going. It hasn't been the same. Women's R&B is not the same anymore. I mean, you got a
Seems to slow it down.
couple. Yeah, you got a couple.
There's still a handful holding the torch out there.
Yeah. I'm ready for Cleo Soul to hop in there and be bigger
Just
than
take
what she
over.
is.
Cleo Soul, just take over. It's
Yeah,
yours.
oh my goodness.
This is your call to worship right now.
This is your call.
Come on, Cleo.
Come up.
Somebody
Goes to the front
spring
row.
for her, catapult her to where she needs to go. Cleo Soul she's the next up. And Mate, is it Meta or Madi?
Meta. Yeah, Meta.
She's next up too. She has some versatility. She can do a lot. But yeah, women's R&B has taken a hit. But we're gonna do the same thing we do to Kanye, Beyonce. Stop making music. There's nothing for you to do. But your fans love it so much that you like, I could put out skippity doo, skippity pop, but the doobie doo, like Kanye did, and they'll love it. You know, a lot of people like that song.
Ooh.
A lot of people like that song, bro. If you go to that song on YouTube and look at the comments, bro, people like that
YouTube
song.
comments are always so delusional because they'll just praise everything.
That's the word.
They'll always praise.
Delusional.
I've never seen negative with an artist music video. Like, hey, it's great. It's groundbreaking. It's influential. I'm like, can you guys make one negative comment?
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Wellington just go on there and be like, hey, what's up? Hate from Mobile. Just drop.
Oh my god!
Nobody else is doing it. But, one more female that's doing it in R&B is Victoria Monet, bro.
Yes,
she's starting to become. I'm starting to like her more and more. I still don't like that Water Girl though. That song, her music. Yeah, redundant.
I mean. I'll tell you what it's better than is these country songs. Beyonce
no, for sure. For sure. I'd rather listen to that than her try to do country.
Keep doing what you're doing, Tyler. I'll support over here. I'll support over here.
Yeah, I know why. Some support.
I know why.
Yeah.
It's her music, all right. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady.
Sure.
But you a plant, baby. You was a plant. Industry plant for sure. You're not going to last.
Savon can spot an industry plant from a mile away. You can
I'm ready for Ice Spice to get the heck up out of here, man. She definitely a plant.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she can't do anything else. Her music's not going anywhere, so they have to create a beef with another young artist. I'm telling you, bro, it's the same thing, bro. She's a plant for sure. She's a plant. And after she get that out the way, she's going to fizzle out. They got to find somebody else.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, she's a munch. I hate that song. I hate it. I hate you.
Hey, Savon, remember what happened last time you were going crazy with your mic?
All right. Okay. You're right. You're right.
That's funny.
You're right. You're right.
And now getting to our next review of Slum Village's Fantastic Volume 2. And their sophomore album from 2000. It's got a high amount of, for sure. High amount of song quality in every track. It's got smooth beats, great flows, and fun skits. And it's just a complete project from start to finish. Like, Joe, when you look back at this project and just kind of what they were, what it consists of, what do you kind of think of it, in totality and just, the project overall?
Man, oh my God. It's a record that I still listen to today that genuinely leaves me speechless in the sense of, I mean, obviously lyrically, obviously beat making, all the standardized stuff. It just holds up, man. It's such a homage to just beautiful Black American music, man. Like that is just oh my God. That record had changed my life. That has influenced me as a guitar player. That has inspired me as a producer and engineer. I remember I would sit there and study that record back when I started to make beats on this HP Slim, and I would burn these beats to CD, and all I would do is just sit there. I would basically try to get the most isolated kick I could that Dilla had on the record, and I would just try to match my mixes to him, to the overall production, man. I mean, it was such a study, man. That was school. That was school for me. Um, you know, it's still fun to listen to. There's still so many people that try to mimic it, try to fight for that sound, and try to even get close to it, man. And and that is a total and perfect example. Like, you talk about Beyonce's work ethic, right? I don't know if you guys have ever read the J Dilla book. Dilla Time. It's incredible. But true fact, man. I mean, he was a OCD in nature. He'd wake up every morning at 8-9 a.m. Make beats, clean the house, make beats again, pick up the homies, make beats again. I mean, it was a very orderly thing. I mean, he was so. Between him and T3, and just the whole crew, bro. Like that album makes my heart happy. I can just keep going about it, man. I genuinely love that record so much, and I'm so grateful that it was put out. And again, that might be me being biased against all the other stuff that I hear hip hop wise. I truly don't try to compare it, but it's so hard not to. And it's back to my point earlier. Hooks, bro. Hooks. And see, it's musical information, bro. Like the samples on there are just so, it's musical to its core, man. And like the hooks, we're talking hooks, bro. Like, these are well written. I mean, I'm not going to say I love when MCs sing, but if it's done right, it can be done incredibly well, So,
yeah.
You better stop me or I'm going to just keep going. So.
It really is an incredible body of work. Like to you, Savon, when you look back at it, what are some of your takeaways and just, kind of the overall construction of it?
Yeah. I mean, for a hip hop standpoint, obviously it's in that pocket, but it's transcending what these guys were doing, because being in a group is kind of difficult to kind of know the strengths and weaknesses of the group. And I look at Slum Village, I didn't see any weaknesses. Even now, growing up, I think the first song I ever heard from them was Selfish, right? I'm calling, baby, I'm selfish.
Hooks.
Exactly. So to be able to do that in a group and have no weaknesses as a group, everybody pen match up, they can write hooks, they can perform, they gel well with producers. You never hear anything bad about Slum Village. So I don't know, you kind of miss that because there's no big rap groups anymore. And I think the only one is Contra, but they're still on the uprise. And they have to learn, they have some weaknesses because they don't know how to do hooks. I think that's the only takeaway I have from Contra. They don't know how to do hooks yet. But they can rap, they can storytell, they have lyricism, they got some bars within it, but we don't have rap groups anymore. I think that's what we should try to get back to, because obviously there's a change in music, but at some point we have to get back to the root of what hip hop was. Yeah. And I'm afraid that we'll never get to that point, but we need more rappers like this. And I think rap groups will kind of put us in that realm, because even Tribe Called Quest, bro, which is Q-Tip, is in there too. Like, being able to do that, they had no weaknesses. They can write hooks. Like, you never heard anything bad about Tribe. Like, we don't have that anymore. Hip hop is missing that. We gotta get back to roots. But back to this, I don't know how. It's probably one of my favorite tracks from Slum Village. It's crazy. The beat is crazy. But this whole project, and it's remastered. Yeah, bro, I was in love. Like, you can't not help but smile or just bob your head.
You can't not be happy, like when you're hearing this. It's just such a great.
Every time I hear it, bro, it's like I just heard it for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I laugh because I'm like, bruh, how are these drums hitting so hard
at that time?
Thumps.
Yeah, man.
You were right. You use the best words, Savon. It's transcendent. It's
It's crazy how they
When
do
I was
this.
looking for a throwback review to pick, I was like, I gotta find something that's gonna impress Joe. I was just looking through. I was just looking through, and I was like,
Slum Village
I
is
think he
it.
would like. I think this is one he like.
Yeah, Slum
Man,
Village
you
is
know,
it.
another one though that I mean, look, you know, Earth Gang, they're doing their thing. Shout out
Yeah,
to Earth Gang, they're
yeah, for
crazy.
sure, for sure. I like
I
Urban.
think one of the last ones that did it for me, group wise, like bro, because I was listening to like you know cunning linguists and stuff like that. Like Little Brother, man, is
Oh yes,
bro.
I listen to their catalog so much. Like Fonte, I'm not gonna. Okay, Fonte's in my top 5. Like,
Bro, yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, bro. I almost put Fonte in my top 5, but I had to make a sacrifice for somebody. That's yeah, but
I
Little
can't
Brother,
wait.
man. I mean, that is, dude. Oh my god, yes, all day.
definitely. Well, the moment of truth, top 5 favorite. We always do this with the list. Savon, the last time we did a top 5 list, man, the commenters on what you said, they went at you. So whatever you say, this one, hey, Savon's ready for it. I was just like,
Hey,
man, they're going off.
let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
But we wanted to do top 5.
Savon's gonna start the list off. I don't want to start it off.
I got
For sure,
no.
for
Wellington
sure.
got to start it off.
Okay,
Wellington
I'll
got to
start
start
this.
it off. Yeah.
But we're going to do top 5 favorite MCs ever. Joe,
No
last
order?
time he was. Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. It's up to
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it ain't no order.
But the last time Joe was on, he wanted to do a ranking of this. So
Yeah.
my top 5 is Nas,
Okay.
Common,
Okay.
KRS-One,
That's a good
Mos
one.
Def, and Fonte.
Most
Those
Def
are
is
my
in
top
there.
5. Yeah, I got Mos Def.
That's interesting.
Who you got?
Oh, Rakim,
Good.
Daddy Kane, Curious One.
Hmm.
The last two are interesting. I had Q-Tip. I really love Q-Tip and then Busta. And the reason why I chose Q-Tip and Busta, well, for Busta, because he
Well, I know why you chose Q-Tip.
Yeah, Q-Tip is amazing. His vernacular, he changed like how you say certain things, how you heard some things. He changed that. I mean, Rakim changed the whole facet of how they rapped after Big Daddy Kane, all these guys, and he changed. He gave a whole different cadence that nobody heard before. So, but now Busta, because he did the same thing. His energy, nobody really was like rapping with energy on tracks before Busta, in my opinion. You could say
Yeah,
back
bro.
in the day, but his energy was totally different. How he was like in artistry. Anywho, that's my top 5. I hope I want somebody to say something about that top 5. Meet me in the comments.
That's a great top
Meet
5.
me in the comments.
Meet me in the comments is
I mean,
crazy.
I mean, and the thing is with this top 5 stuff, bro, it's not even concrete because it's like, bro, I wish, you know, like Q-Tip is amazing, dude. Like that's a great choice. That's such a great choice.
Q-Tip's dope.
And Busta too. Like
Yeah.
I love Busta. Love Busta.
You got Joe. Come on.
All right, so we have a close list. Most Def, like, bro, let me tell you, Most Def's mathematics. I'll run that all day.
Yeah. He's top 10.
Nas.
That's a good one.
Deltron 3030.
Sleeper. That's interesting.
That's a really good.
Yeah, that's a sleeper.
I gotta give it to MF Doom. There's nobody else that sounds like him.
That's
it was a tie. It was
That's
a tie between, in that regard, between MF Doom and Madlib and his whole Quasimodo thing. You know, the last one, bro, is so just not just because of this, but just one iconic verse for me that plays in my head every day. Inspector Deck, his on Triumph, bro.
I'm not familiar with him.
Inspector Deck. That's Wu-Tang, bro. So if you listen to Triumph, his first, yeah, bro. So I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but the first little bit. I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery, flee with the lottery, possibly they spotted me. Battle scarred shogun, explosion when my pen hits tremendous, ultraviolet shine, blind forensics. Bro, it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes, dude. That was me on the back of the bus bumping that over and over and over, man. Oh my god, that is, and it's now I could replace easily Inspector, you know, with somebody else. I mean, I was gonna put Fonte on there,
Yeah.
you know, but Inspector Deck is or T3. I could put T3 on there, but Inspector Deck just because of that verse that I got.
The strongest, in my opinion, out of Wu-Tang, it was always Method. Method was my favorite. Where does he stack in the Wu-Tang?
So
because Old Dirty Bastard was another one too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I love about Wu-Tang is, so like I definitely don't, I'm not spitting in the booth, but being the producer on tracks, getting in the studio and you have a few different MCs in the room, and I would always say, all right, let's take the Wu-Tang philosophy here, which is whoever has the best verse goes first. Whoever has the worst goes last. So it's like that. I always love that about Wu-Tang. Like you can go, and Triumph has every member of Wu-Tang on it. And here's Inspector Deck #1 on that verse, bro, killing it. I mean, like if you ask me, Jizza is my favorite. It goes Jizza, RZA, Method Man, Inspector Deck, Ghostface. That's my lineup for Wu-Tang. Jizza he's metaphysical, RZA is, RZA too, like he has an incredible verse on that one and tons of other records, but obviously he's one of the producer masterminds of the group, but Method, you can't ever take away from Method Man too.
Method Man.
But I mean, like ODB, bro, like Brooklyn Zoo, like that was another record in high school. I was just on, bro.
I was just on. His voice, man, just shimmy, y'all, shimmy, y'all, shimmy. Like, bro, you can't help but just like, bro, that sounds so good. And then he just rhyming just like crazy, bro.
Yeah,
sure. Were there any guys that you like left off? Either one of you,
Slick Rick.
E40 for me. I love E40.
I just could never get with E,
bro.
Man.
He's that OG. Like, I mean, I'll even put the entire crew of 3-6 on there, bro. I love me some 3-6. Maybe it's because I'm a Georgia boy. I don't know, but like that was some 3-6, man.
I was gonna add in Black Thought. Black Thought was another one.
Black Thought
was gonna be on.
Black Thought was fire. Yeah. Black Thought was definitely fire.
Honestly, I almost debated putting MF on there, but it's just.
But he did have his own lane. Nobody will ever sound like
nobody.
MF.
Oh yeah, I mean, even like Deltron, bro, like hieroglyphics, like bro, that was my joint, man. I stayed out in Arizona for about 3.5 months, and that's all I did was listen to Deltron 3030. That's all I did. I didn't even listen to anything else. Like literally for 3 months,
repeat.
I just kept listening. On repeat, because you got Deltron 3030, and you got Del the Funky Homo Sapien. So you got two different, identities there. Crazy.
Real quick though, this was earlier in the year, Joe. I don't know if you remember it. Mos Def, he had some comments about Drake, and he said Drake is not hip hop, Drake is pop. And me and Savon, we had a big discussion about literally the day of. We didn't even know we were going to be recording when it happened. We talked about it. What are your thoughts on those comments? Because it definitely set the internet ablaze when he made that statement.
All right. I'd have a question before I answer that, which is, what's the last record that came out by Drake that you thought was hip hop?
Scary Hours 3.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. He just put out.
For me, the last Drake album that I actually liked was what is it? His Coming Home album or whatever that was called.
Nothing was the same.
Oh, Nothing was the same. Nothing was the same.
No, Nothing was the same.
That was perfect. That was a perfect album.
Oh, bro,
perfect album.
That record was amazing. I think I mentioned that
last time you were on
the last one. Yeah, but I gotta be honest. Coming out of Mos Def's mouth, yeah. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Like, if you, I mean, it's like MJ. It's like Michael Jordan calling somebody bad at basketball. It's like, cool, I'll take your word for it. I ain't got to think about it.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it.
Him, him saying that was just. I would. He's such an OG, and his catalog. If we're just comparing lyrically and hip hop, in the heart of it, yeah, bro. Like Drake is, I guarantee I can go make a late night run to JCPenney right now, and I'll hear I'll hear
Passion
something.
fruit. You'll hear passion fruit.
Absolutely.
And if passion
Yeah.
fruit is fire.
Oh, yeah.
If passion fruit is
Yeah,
fire.
it is.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna tell you this right now: if you put on again mathematics versus his, I mean, like look, Pound Cake was dope. Like that was when I first heard Pound Cake, like on that record, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like 40s production was insane. Nobody had heard that before, but still doesn't touch mathematics and everything else that Def's done.
we need a documentary of like just 40 and Drake's like just
I'm surprised we don't have that yet.
I'm surprised we don't have that.
Yeah, it's like little snippets I've seen.
Yeah.
And then also, he's a better actor than Drake. Man.
No, for real.
No,
seriously.
He's an incredible bro.
The something of Lord's
Guide to the
Hands,
Galaxy,
whatever. Yeah.
Incredible.
He's on the Italian Job. Like he's on
an Italian Job. The best one where he was portraying the guy who was worked on the baby. Something the Lord Handmaid or something like that. He was.
Have you seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Ooh, I don't think I watched that one.
Watch that one. That was incredible. He's hilarious in that one. And I just watched one with him and Jack Black from 2008 or something.
He was in Brown Sugar too.
Be Kind, Rewind. It's great. Like Jack Black.
That's my spirit animal, for sure.
Jack Black.
I'm a huge Jack Black fan.
Oh, bro. So in this, you gotta watch that one there, bro. Like it's amazing. Basically, he gets in some accident and he most of us working at this tape shop, like VHS tape store, and I forget the dude's name. He was the coach in Angels in the Outfield.
Danny Glover.
Yeah. So he's anyways, long story short, Jack Black gets this magnetized energy around him and he destroys all his tapes. So it's them reenacting all these movies and then putting them up on the shelves. And it is hilarious, bro. You get to watch Jack Black and Mos Def reenact Rush Hour. Bro, it is great. It is so good, dude. It's so good. It's great. They do the Terminator. They do Predator. It's just incredible. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. There we go. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with our Pulp Fiction review.
Hello?